to Vintage Classic Solutions. I'm your host, EJ Parker. Thanks for checking in. To those of you who celebrate, and to those of you who don't, have a good day. This is our motivational morning. Some vintage and antique items that I've sold overnight. We'll take a quick look at them and talk about them, and just talk about whatever pops into our mind. So we focus on creativity and energy and using our imagination to help us achieve our goals, which is possible. Whatever you see in your mind, you can achieve if you take the proper steps and act diligently. So what sold overnight? Well, this wasn't a big ticket item. This is a pottery craft made in the USA, mid-late 20th century soap dish. It's got a great brown, like just some various shades of brown in there. Ceramic or clay soap dish. All right, so I'm gonna just ship things. I have a bunch of cardboard here I'm gonna jump into while I sip my coffee. All right. It's gonna snow today. So if you like snow, tune in later because we have a huge snowstorm. I live in Northeast Ohio and we're due. So there's a big snowstorm coming, I believe tonight and the next following day. So that'll be interesting. I'm gonna cut some of this cardboard now and then make a little wrap for this. So just this, so I can sit here and chat with all you great people this morning. All right. So I'm just gonna, I got some scrap cardboard, I'm just gonna fold and wrap this just to keep it safe and shipping. Alright. Let's do it again on the other way. So it's encased in cardboard. My name is EJ Parker, I'm your host here at Vintage Classic Solutions. I'm a professional vintage and antique dealer. We talk about those kind of items, talk about life, motivating ourselves, using our creativity and our energy to unlock your potential, our potential, and maybe make your world a better place in doing so. All right, so now this is all wrapped up in cardboard. Good morning, everyone. I'm your host, EJ Parker. This is Vintage Classic Solutions. This is my life, my antique and vintage store. This is a Nirvana Come As You Are t-shirt, circa 1992. I did a segment on old vintage concert t-shirts. A few nights ago, I had John Wick guest host for me because I was out of town. So John Wick looked through those with all you. I hear that was fun. I haven't watched that video yet. All right, so now I'm just gonna keep applying some more cardboard, and then I'll probably wrap guys back on. Sorry about that. If it cuts out again, don't worry, it'll jump back on. I am working on that technical road bump. That won't be hard to fix though. All right, so this is now in 2 or 3 layers. It's a ceramic soap dish. I'm gonna put it in some kind of envelope, and then put the label on it, and that's it. I think I'm gonna use one of these and then wrap it. I'm gonna use extra caution and care. Good morning, everybody. I'm your host, EJ Parker, here at Vintage Classic Solutions. We are looking at the things that sold in my antique and vintage shop on eBay overnight while we motivate ourselves to make excellence. Now, we talk about not judging others, right? I talk about, I try not to judge others throughout my daily life. Whenever I'm out looking for antiques or at the grocery store, I try not to judge others based upon their appearance. I judge based upon their conduct and if they're nice to me, if they're trying to be mean to me, that's not cool, but you know what I'm trying to say. But we have to realize, though, that others are judging us. Even though we may not try to judge others, others judge us. And that's the way it is. So what does that mean? It means we have to walk upstream. But the good news is walking upstream builds you strength. That's what gets you strong mentally and physically, right? So we're going to walk upstream. That's kind of the idea. Lead by example. A picture's worth 1,000 words. Talk is cheap. What am I hinting at? Talk is cheap. So our actions reflect our intentions, right? And if you have a passion and a goal in your heart, body, and soul, you connect your imagination and really nurture your imagination. That can help amplify your creative goal, whatever that is. My creative goals are in music. I'm also a professional bass player. I play the upright bass and the bass guitar. I've supported my family doing music, and now I'm doing my other passion, which is selling vintage and antique items. So, and I try to stay creative, constantly challenging myself, pushing my creative limits and trying to reimagine how to do things, find solutions, solve problems, and connect with all you wonderful people. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. My name is EJ Parker. I'm your host. I'm an antique and vintage dealer here in Northeast Ohio. It's Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate. If you don't, have a nice day. It's going to snow here, so we're looking for a big snowstorm in about, I think, like this evening. So in about 12 hours, I can have live footage of tons of snow. Hello. Good to see everyone this morning. It's about 7:10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. While I just continue to pack this mid-late 20th century soap dish that I sold overnight. Now, I didn't make a lot of money. This is a small ticket item. I think I made like $3 or $4, but small items add up. If you are an aspiring vintage and antique dealer or reseller, you have to sell small, medium, and large, right, to supplement you throughout the year. And usually what I've noticed is a trend. I've been doing this full time for about almost 5 years, supporting my family. I got a house. I've noticed this trend, folks. And if you have like a week or two of small sales, you may sell, every day, maybe 1 or 2 items that may be, $10, $15. What happens is usually just, have patience, because that means maybe in about a week or two, you'll have some really big sales. So you got to have, when you're being creative, you got to allow yourself to have time. Rome wasn't built in a day, and your creative endeavors may not come to fruition like that. But if you put in your work hard and you put your nose down and you do your diligence and you get technical and physical and emotional and spiritual about what you do, I'm here to tell you that investment in your time and blood, sweat, and tears is not in vain. You'll see results, but they may be a little bit down the road, and those results will be great. I promise you. You just got to put the time in and just hold on. Don't give up. That's what I tell myself. Because as an antique and vintage dealer, I have there's bad days where you may not make any sales, and you go out and you don't find anything, and you just kind of feel like, what am I doing? I'm not doing anything. Luckily, I have YouTube now and all of you to kind of help augment my or add another outlet for my creativity. But also there's great days. I have great days on eBay where I make a customer really happy. They write me a nice letter, a thank you letter. I might find some just super awesome old school antique that just makes me happy, that I want to share with all you. There's good and bad days no matter what you do, right? All right, so now I'm just folding this soap dish in this envelope, and that should be very secure. It's got, I'd say, 5 layers of cardboard. I mean, you could drop this and it wouldn't break. That's how I like to ship. Ship with confidence, because the moment the post office takes it, who knows? And especially around the holidays, people ship a lot more and items can get damaged. All right, so I'm just gonna tape this up. I go through a lot of tape. But for me, this sound of the tape gun is me making money, so it's all right. May not be a lot of money, but it's all right. All right. So I did talking about not judging others, right? Not judging others based upon their appearance, no matter what their skin color is, socioeconomic status, how their hair looks, what kind of shoes they got, what side of town they live on, what kind of guitar they play, what kind of toothpaste they use. not to judge others by those things, because it's too convenient. How can I know if I just see you on the street? How can I judge you? Because I don't know your story, your backstory, where you're going, where you're from. But it's convenient, and folks like convenience, right? You know that. So I started dressing up to spoof John Wick, right? I'm a bit more handsome and athletic. But once I started dressing up on YouTube, I noticed all true. But my point is, people. So we know that. So let's use that knowledge to our power to help, amplify our creativity and our message and our goal, whatever that may be. Because we don't judge others, but we know others judge us. So that's something we have to kind of just deal with and walk upstream. But again, walking upstream builds strength. All right, so let's just finish this. I'm gonna keep the corners just because I don't want to get stuck in anything in transit. And then this is done. And then I have something else to move on to over there. My name is EJ Parker. I'm your host here at Vintage Classic Solutions, my vintage and antique store. My passion. We are packing some things and shipping some things. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. I'm working on getting this Wi-Fi worked out. So let me move on to the next item. Check this out. This is cool. I featured this on my channel once before. This is a vintage, late 20th century vacuum form. It's like a plastic vacuum form Halloween wall hanging ornament. Ta-da! Check that out. Now these are fragile. This is made by Artform Industries. Got the devil next to the tombstone. This is great. I actually have two of these. I'm gonna list the next one soon. But this is going out right now, so I gotta ship this. Now this is challenging because it's just a thin, delicate plastic, and it's very embossed, as you can see. So the challenge here is not to get crushed. The other challenge is the dimensions, because this is so wide. Thanks for joining. My name is EJ Parker. I'm your host here at Vintage Classic Solutions. We're discussing what sold overnight and how I'm going to ship it right now. So this is challenging because it's a thin plastic. It's embossed, so it can get crushed. The dimensions are also a bit long, so having some kind of support in the middle of your box is key, because if you have a big long box and the post office is going to pile on things on top of it, it'll just crush your item. So we got to be conscious of how we pack this. I'm going to get some boxes here and get started. My name is EJ Parker. This is my antique and vintage store, Vintage Classic Solutions. I'm your host. If you like this kind of content, we talk about life, philosophy, how to make ourselves more creative, go ahead and subscribe, because we do this kind of stuff a lot. I'm gonna dig through some boxes here. All right, this may work out. So check this out.